Hey everybody, I'm Jamal Litsy, author of Don't Need a Miracle, Just a Memory, and I want to welcome you to my social media platform, The Author's House. Here on this show, we're going to celebrate or feature people that are becoming their better selves, or can show you how to become the better you. It doesn't matter whether you are a pastor, mentor, entrepreneur, athlete, musician. We're going to have something for everybody, but definitely authors, right? But with that being said, hopefully the things that you hear on this show will inspire you to take the necessary actions to get your life started. So just continue to tune in. Later on today, we're going to have a treat for you right out the gate. I have a gentleman who is an incredible young man who is the epitome of what this show stands for. He's a two-time author, he's an entrepreneur, he's an investor, he's a minister who can definitely break this word of God down to help you get your life. But last but not least, he is a life coach. And I'm telling you, the stuff you're going to hear from this individual will definitely help you in your life if you apply it. His name, I tell you, if I had an audience right now, I would tell everybody to stand to their feet and clap their hands for Jeremiah Battle. So please tune in later on this show. I'm going to have to change out of my rise attire into my interview gear, so I'll see you soon.
Come on, y'all. 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 Come on, y'all.
How you doing?
Yeah, well, thank you for accepting my invite, bro. Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate you being on the show today. So, again, Jeremiah Battle. Always born and raised here in South Carolina?
Born here, lived a few other places, but more so born here. My dad's family live in New York and D.C. area and upper North Carolina.
Okay.
And my mom's family is from down here. So growing up, I kind of had the best of both worlds. I got to go back and forth.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm a city boy. I'm from New York, so now settled in the South. But yeah, glad to be here and glad to again have you on my show.
Appreciate it. I appreciate being here.
So we're going to get into a few things because again, for a lot of people, some people may know you as Minister Jeremiah,
right?
From Change Your Mind Ministries. However, a lot of people don't realize that you are a life coach.
Yes.
So yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, life coaching, I'm starting to for a while. I ain't gonna say not like the term because now it's I ain't gonna say it's cliche, but the entry point, I could say the entry point for being a life coach is low. Okay. It's real low.
Right.
The entry point is real low. And so for me, how I got in it with being a life coach was dealing with some of my own issues, some issues I saw around my family, my friends, and they were actually affecting relationships, affecting business, affecting everything I put my hands to.
Okay.
And so through a lot of personal development, I'm not gonna say improvement, but a lot of personal development, find out and get back to who I was, I started getting certifications in those areas.
Okay.
One at a time. It just so happened all those areas, even though they were different, encompassed, the term life coach.
Yeah.
For the most part. But it can be broad. I try to keep it narrow, but it could be very broad too.
Okay. Now I've heard the term life coach before, but also in conjunction with that, I hear motivational speaker.
Right.
So sometimes I think they get convoluted. People think they're one and the same. Can you tell us, what's the difference between a life coach and a motivational speaker?
Right. Well, what's starting to happen now is because it's becoming a big business.
Okay.
So people try to make it multifaceted to where if you're a motivational speaker, you got to be able to sell some type of services from the stage.
Okay.
So then you're life coaches.
Yeah.
So now people all of a sudden they're speakers, but now they're life coaches as well.
Yeah.
Right? Or they'll try to make a life coach motivational speaker.
Okay.
Just so you can sell their life coaching packages.
Okay.
And they're two totally different things. I don't like to consider myself a motivational speaker. More, I would say, informational that leads to transformational speaker.
Okay.
Motivational speaker is you're trying to get the crowd hype.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get them going, and then when they leave, they forget all of it, and now they need you, and so they're looking for the next conference, the next seminar, where that motivational speaker is going to be. He's going to give us hype. He's going to give us some of his passion.
Yeah.
He's going to get us going.
Yeah.
And so I try not to put myself in that, even though I get called that a lot, but I try not to put myself in that category because I believe information don't lead to transformation,
Mhm.
you end up getting frustrated.
Gotcha.
And I've done you no service, but get you hyped up. So I like to consider it more so transformational. And so that's where I get into the coaching part.
Okay.
Coaching gonna ask questions, are gonna present ideas to incite you to think on your own.
Okay.
So the best coach is somebody who's not always necessarily talking, but inciting you to think for yourself,
Yep.
have those aha moments, more so give affirmations or ask the right questions or present the information in a way to where all change happens internally.
Okay.
Versus motivational speaker, you're trying to get you hyped externally so you do something and that never works.
Yeah, yeah. It does something that can be long lasting. So again, being that you are a life coach, if somebody was actually looking for a life coach, because I don't believe one coach would fit all, right?
Right.
So basically, how would somebody determine what they need or what type of life coach they would want?
Right. Here's some advice from everybody if you want a life coach. Find someone who has been through what you're going through, but also look for your solution versus looking for the problem. So you're gonna look for somebody who has the solutions you want for the problem you're going through. Not somebody, hey, I'm a life coach, I can help you with this. I cover everything. You want somebody specific who's aligned and has a solution for your specific problem. And through that, it's hundreds of niches for life coaches. So look towards the solution versus just, hey, I need a life coach or a therapist. Find somebody who can offer that solution and can help you get to it in the shortest amount of time as possible.
Oh, very good. I think very good advice. Very, very good advice. All right, so let's kind of delve into these books here. There's a book that I had the privilege of reading, as well as taking a course under you. So one of the questions that kind of stood out, or conversations we had in the book that stood out, was strengthening your mind. It's essential to success of your business, organization, and your relationships. And being an entrepreneur myself, being married myself, having a lot of networking events at work that I have to attend, learning how to strengthen my mind and be very effective and present in those kind of situations. Give me a little insight on how that would apply, or how to apply that, strengthening my mind.
It starts with, a lot of people are calling it mindfulness now.
Okay.
I just call it awareness.
Okay.
Being aware of where you are presently, mentally. What's your thought process? Asking yourself those questions, well, why do I think this way? And just being aware of your thought process, questioning your thought process, and then finding the right way to think.
Okay.
So in the book, and I know we're probably going to it a little later, it's 3 sessions. Know yourself, choose, give.
Okay.
Example you were just stating, most time we go to networking events, I just use that for an example. We're trying to see how can I present myself, or how can I give myself? How can I, have more social interaction? So we'll study how to communicate. We study all these things about giving ourselves.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't know is those things you haven't addressed are gonna show up.
Oh, okay.
And so if you're not aware of those things, you can know everything about the laws of communication, the secret skills of networking, and all those other things. But if we don't know, or if we're not aware of our emotional and social hangups, those things will always precede any other strategy or any other action we try to take.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I would just say it always starts with awareness, and that's all mindfulness is. It's only the first step though.
Yeah.
It starts with awareness.
Yeah. And you named 2 other steps, and what are those other 2 steps?
Know yourself, choose yourself,
Choose yourself.
then give yourself.
Okay.
And most times we do it backwards. We give, and then we choose based on how that's taken from other people. Then we try to choose which way we're gonna go. Okay, that didn't work, so I need to go this way. Versus, I need to know who I am, what my proclivities are, where I need development. And once I know who I am, now I'm able to manage my emotions. I'm able to change it because it's out in front of me.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Many people believe just working hard is enough to achieve success or to become a great leader. And I have a different point of view of that, but I want to hear your take on that perspective.
I know it don't work because I failed in it many times. I know from experience, not only that the Bible said and all the other great books said, I know from experience it don't work whatsoever. That was always my mindset growing up. Work harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
You got to be 10 times smarter than everybody else. So everything for me growing up, whether the different religions out there, was always knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. You gotta keep your knowledge up. But I can know everything if I didn't know how to manage my emotions. I didn't know how to manage all the traumas and stuff that I was suppressing. And they always come back up and explode in the wrong times. If I didn't know how to communicate with people because I'm suspicious of them and all these other things that get in the way of head knowledge. Because you got head knowledge and then you have actual emotional experience. You know, you're an athlete, so you got the head knowledge of how the game is played and actually the emotional experience of how to do that play in the moment. And it can be two totally different things in teaching it. And so working hard, yes, is needed, but more so working smart. And the more conscious you are of yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, now you know how to work and what areas to work on, what areas need more time, what areas I can kind of, I can put that on the back burner. So now you know how to manage your time, which at the end of the day, that creates a success when you know how to manage your time and number your days.
Yeah, very good. Mental fitness. That's a nugget, y'all. So your second book, which I enjoy as well, The Blueprint for Mental Toughness, to the point of what we're talking about, becoming emotionally fit and socially responsible for the game of life. There were a couple of chapters that stood out. So one in particular that definitely speaks to me, which makes me, I guess some people will view as a procrastinator, but truly this is what I am. Avoid the perfectionism trap. I'm a perfectionist. So if it doesn't look right, smell right, taste right, it won't be done until I feel like I've achieved that. But again, talk about that trap and how to avoid that.
Oh man, first off I want to say I'm guilty as well. I used to be a big perfectionist, and because of being a perfectionist, I never got anything done. I was always in that get ready to get ready. Get ready to get ready stage. I need to go get another class. Well, I need to go study this a little bit more. I need to go find another mentor on top of my other mentor in this area. But I got all the information needed. And I think this goes back to what we're talking about with Process U, is the way we're brought up as far as you gotta be 10 times better than the next. You gotta know more, you gotta present it right. You may not get a second chance. But what I found also that if you wait for the time for everything to be perfect, that you'll never get started.
That's right.
Because it'll never be perfect. And if you're somebody that's on a continual learning experience, you will always see ways to improve it, that it can be better. And so it can always be better. Even when you think it's perfect, it can always be better. So the thing is to get it out there and what they call it, field testing. And field testing is how you find the things you need to improve on as you field testing. And our lives and our business and everything else is no different. It got to be field tested.
And I know that advice you gave me with releasing Don't Need a Miracle, Just a Memory. The book was in process for 10 years. And I remember you telling me, go ahead and just let it go. And basically, if you need to add to it, there's a volume 2 that could come out, right?
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that with allowing me to release that. Another question that was posed in the book was, or statement was, never again allow the competition to intimidate you. That was huge for me too, because I know so many people, including myself, have ventured into entrepreneurship in areas that are either heavily saturated or they're mega giants in that industry. So you feel like little small me has no place or even remotely should be nowhere near that area. So again, never again allow competition to intimidate you. Let's talk about that.
Well, something I had to come into agreement with myself that I'm always in an arena of one. And what I mean by that is, I'm always in the arena of one is the only competition is myself. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. And if God is the standard, then I know I'll never reach that standard. So I can at least try to be better than I was yesterday. So if I'm looking at somebody else, then I'm actually lowering my standards.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm actually lowering my standards.
Makes sense.
For one, and for two, if I try to be anybody else, I always just be second best.
Very good.
Even if I can become everything that top person is,
nugget.
I'll be second best because it's only one of them. So I had to reverse and say it's only one me. Nobody has my experiences. Nobody has my proclivities. Well, not all of them. Or nobody has everything I've been through. It just makes me unique. And so it's our gifts align with our personalities and our very unique lives that makes our presentation, and not just the gift itself. Because everybody can be, say, an excellent speaker, but I'm speaking from an experience, and this person's speaking from an experience, so it should never be any competition.
Yeah, there you go. Man, a lot of sense. All right, one more that I like, and I'll let you break this acronym down.
Right.
It's called Developing Grit and Servant Leadership. Grit, G-R-I-T, capital G-R-I-T. And so kind of break that down for us if you can.
Well,
you should. You wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote it. Well, originally when I wrote this, the Blueprint for Mental Toughness, I was writing it because at the time when I wrote it, a lot of athletes were getting in trouble, professionally, college, high school athletes was getting in trouble. A lot of celebrities was getting in trouble. It was like the year of the scandal, or the last few years it was just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it originally catered towards them before I changed it to be catered towards everybody. But the original grit that everybody knows is guts, resilience, integrity, and tenacity. And that's what's always needed to get through anything. You gotta have the guts, meaning you gotta know what you know or trust what you know to get through it. You gotta have the resilience to actually do it. And then you gotta have the integrity to stay true to yourself. And you gotta have the tenacity to be able to shift and move, but also ask for advice while you're doing it too. It also, later on down the time, I started seeing grit as growth. Once you grow, you got to reveal who you are.
Okay.
Once you reveal who you are, now you got to innovate and build upon that. And then once you build upon that, then you got to teach it. And so I started seeing it different as the book came around. So either way, you need both of them, but it's always inside out versus outside you.
Yeah, very good, very good. So again, Jemiah, we could be here all day because you have a tremendous knowledge base. That's why I invited you on the show.
I appreciate it.
And again, you taught me a lot. You're younger than me, but
You taught me a lot as well.
Yeah, he's a
Still
mentor.
teaching me.
He's a mentor. Yeah, so a lot of reciprocity in a relationship. So that's a good thing, and I think that's a healthy thing for anybody looking for advancement or improvement of themselves. You gotta have somebody that you give a little, they give back. And again, it's not just a total drain on one side or the other, and truly you'll get to the desired end goal or end game for yourself. So I do appreciate you coming on my show.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
I
And
appreciate
being the
it.
first to break in the ice.
I feel honored. I feel honored.
And I'm sure it won't be the last with all the
Nah,
things
it
you
won't
got
be.
cooking.
I'll be
won't
here
be the last
anytime.
time.
Anytime.
Before you leave, how can the people find you? What's your social media links that they can track you down and get some information from you?
You guys can find me, all my social media is just my name, Jemiah Battle, Jemiah Battle, just like the war. On all social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, it's just Jemiah Battle. One of the newest things I'm working on is my Line Professional program. It's for unfulfilled burnout professionals or professionals who are on the edge of burnout, to help them master anxiety, depression, trauma, as well as help them to create a regret-free life and master their emotional struggles. You can go to the alignprofessional.com and we'll be in contact with you from there.
And we'll have that link on the bottom of this video, so you can click right in and find Mr. Jemiah Battle. So again, thank you for being on the show, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for coming out and viewing the Author House. We're going to have many more guests, and we'll have Mr. Battle back in future dates, but we appreciate you tuning in and taking the time to look, and hopefully it was a blessing to you. Until next time.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.